Good evening. News headlines October 18, 2021. International news. Tributes are being paid to former U.S. Secretary of State Colin Powell, who has died of COVID-19 complications aged 84. He rose to become the first African-American Secretary of State in 2001 under Republican President George W. Bush. He was fully vaccinated. Reports BBC and Reuters. Russia would halt the activities of its diplomatic mission to NATO after the Western military alliance expelled 8 Russians saying they were spies. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov also said that staff at NATO's military mission in Moscow would be stripped of their accreditation from November 1, and the alliance's information office in the Russian capital would be shuttered. Reports Reuters. 66 houses were vandalized and 20 homes of Hindus set on fire in Bangladesh over an alleged blasphemous social media post amid protests by the minority community against incidents of temple vandalism during the Durga Puja last week. Reports NDTV. Myanmar to release 5,000 prisoners held over coup. The coup leader, Aung Hlaing, said the 5,636 prisoners would be released for humanitarian reasons. At least 1,178 people were killed and 7,355 arrested, charged, or sentenced during a crackdown on dissent that followed Aung San Suu Kyi being ousted from power. Reports BBC. Australia's flying doctors take vaccines to vast remote areas. Reports BBC. China's economy grew 4.9% in the July to September quarter from a year earlier, the slowest pace in a year and worse than analysts had predicted. Reports BBC. China's ruling Communist Party will hold its 6th plenary session in November ahead of next year's Congress, which will pave the way for major leadership changes and a possible unprecedented third term for President Xi Jinping. Reports DD News. Apple expected to unveil new Macs with more powerful chips. Apple plans to release 2 new MacBook Pro models with 14-inch and 16-inch screens. Reports Reuters. National news. WHO seeks more data on Covaxin before decision on emergency use listing. Reports New Indian Express. Amit Shah holding security meet. Kashmir may be discussed. Sources. Reports NDTV. Punjab Chief Minister Karanjit Singh Channi today burned copies of power bills as a symbol of their waiver. The Punjab government's decision to waive off the unpaid electricity payments was put into effect today. Reports NDTV. Dara Chief Gurmeet Ram Rahim, 4 others sentenced to life in murder case. They have been sentenced to life imprisonment in the murder of manager Ranjit Singh nearly 2 decades ago. He has been lodged in jail in Haryana's Rohtak since his 2017 conviction for the rape of 2 followers, and is also serving a life term for another murder. Reports NDTV. At least 26 people have been killed in floods in southern Indian state of Kerala after heavy rains caused rivers to overflow, cutting off towns and villages. IMD predicts more rain from Wednesday. Reports BBC and Indian Express. Farmers' Rail Coaster largely peaceful, 290 trains were affected and over 40 cancelled as farmers protesting against the Lakhimpur violence staged a 6-hour-long nationwide rail Roko agitation. The Samayukta Kisan Morcha, SKM, an umbrella body of farmer unions, had called for the agitation to press for the removal of Union Minister of State for Home Affairs. The minister's son Ashish Mishra Teni is an accused in the recent Lakhimpur violence, which claimed the lives of 8 people, including 4 farmers. Reports Times of India. Central Board of Secondary Education, CBSE, today released the date sheets for Class 10 and 12 Term 1 board exams 2021-22. CBSE will conduct the first term board examinations for Classes 10 and 12 offline in November-December. Reports Indian Express. A 57-year-old lawyer was shot by a colleague inside the Shahjahanpur District Court premises in Uttar Pradesh. Reports Indian Express. Self-styled commander of outlawed insurgency outfit NLFT surrenders in Tripura. Reports Indian Express. In 27 years, Mumbai saw 2 degrees C rise in temperature even as built-up area increased 66%, study. Reports Indian Express. Naval commanders discuss maritime security and other strategic issues. Amid the border tension with China and an upsurge in the activities of Pakistan-sponsored terrorists, top naval commanders today began a 5-day brainstorming session to review the Indian Navy's preparedness and how the force should protect the country's vital interests on high seas. Reports statesman. East Coast Railway transports 2.6 lakh coal, highest in a single day. Reports statesman. GIS-based geospatial energy map of India launched. Reports statesman. India reports lowest COVID-19 cases in 221 days, 166 fresh fatalities. Reports Asian Age. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses 97.23 crore mark. Reports DD News. In Delhi, air quality continues to remain very poor despite rain. PM 2.5 is the lead pollutant, according to the Centre-run System of Air Quality and Weather Forecasting and Research, SAFAR. Reports Asian Age. Dubai signs deal with India to build infrastructure in Jammu and Kashmir. Infrastructure include industrial parks, IT towers, multi-purpose towers, logistics centers, a medical college and a specialty hospital. Reports NDTV. Reserve Bank of India imposes fine of 1.95 rupees crore on Standard Chartered Bank over non-compliance. The Standard Chartered Bank was fined for failing to report a cybersecurity incident within the prescribed time period and failure to credit the amount involved in unauthorized electronic transactions, among other reasons. Reports Google News. The Reserve Bank of India on Monday slapped a fine of Rs 1 crore on State Bank of India for failing to comply with fraud classification rules. The regulator said it had conducted a probe in accounts maintained with SBI and had found it deficient in reporting frauds. Reports Economic Times. Alert in Assam over threats from ISI, Al-Qaeda. Reports Hindu. Thank you. Please subscribe free to iIntelligence iNews to get more videos on important news. Also, like and share if you find our videos really updating, useful and informative. Please provide your valuable feedbacks through your comments. We will reply to your comments. Thank you again and see you in the next news update. Until then, bye.